Good afternoon, weirdos, and welcome back to the News Hour. I'm your host, William Bart, and Google finds itself in further legal mud. I don't know, this has been going on for a while. Probably at least 10 years, or up to 10 years, I'm not sure. But, yeah, Google not doing so good. We got this from Ground News. Oh, and before I get into this, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, tell me about your friends, or tell your friends and family about me, and maybe tell me about your friends and family if that's part of your prerogative. And tick the bell on my channel to be notified whenever I upload a new video. So jumping right into this from Ground News. This is my bias checker tool. Google has an illegal monopoly on search, U.S. judge finds. A federal judge ruled that Google violated U.S. antitrust laws by maintaining a monopoly in online search and text advertising. The U.S. Department of Justice and states sued Google for paying companies to set it as the default search provider. And the judge stated, Google is a monopolist, and it has acted as one to maintain its monopoly. Punishment details are still pending. And for your viewing pleasure, and know that so you can know I'm not just doing one bias, I've got this one from Scanner, this one from Business Insider, and this one from CNBC. So Scanner says the headline is Google is a monopolist. Judge rules against tech giant in antitrust suit. In a Monday ruling, a federal judge deemed tech giant Google a monopolist that hugely benefited from default distribution agreements. In 2020, the DOJ and 38 states filed an antitrust suit against Google. The suit alleged the company had violated the Sherman Act, which was established in 1890 to promote fair competition and prevent monopolies. Judge Amit P. Mehta of the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia ruled that Google has illegally monopolized internet search and ad markets during the past 10 years. Excuse me. After having carefully considered and weighed the witness testimony and evidence, the court reaches the following conclusion. Google is a monopolist, and it has acted as one to maintain its monopoly. It has violated Section 2 of the Sherman Act, Mehta wrote in a 286-page ruling, which you can view here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but maybe I'll look through it later. Google has not achieved market dominance by happenstance, he continued. It has hired thousands of highly skilled engineers, innovated consistently, and made shrewd business decisions. The result is the industry's highest quality search engine, which has earned Google the trust of hundreds of millions of daily users. But Google also has a major, largely unseen advantage over its rivals: default distribution. Mehta said many users search for information through a browser that's preloaded onto a device, like Apple's Safari, and that default is extremely valuable real estate. For example, when I click a new tab, I've got my default search engine set to Brave Search, which it did not do for some reason. I'll go to the tab that has it. My bad. I'll have that fixed for next time I want to demonstrate my tech know-how. So I've got Brave set as my search engine, and let's go ahead and search Donald Trump assassination attempt. There it is, one of the first ones that shows up. Google changed that after I posted that last video. They responded to backlash and said, okay, here's your red meat. Here's your bone, go away. Alright, because many users simply stick to searching with the default, Google receives billions of queries every day through those access points, he continued. Google derives extraordinary volumes of user data from such searches. And by the way, I highly recommend Brave Search. They're better. They show you all the biases that you want to see under the sun. And it's just, you can also earn cryptocurrency for viewing ads on Brave browser. There's what do you call it? There's guides on how you could do that on YouTube and such. because so in 2020 Google's internal modeling projected that it would lose between 60 to 80% of its iOS query volume should it be replaced as the default GSE, which is the general search engine on Apple devices, which would translate into net revenue losses between $28.2 and $32.7 billion, and over double that in gross revenue losses, the judge said. The power of defaults is evident, however, from the share of Bing users on Edge, Mehta continued. Bing's search share on Edge is approximately 80%, Google's share is only 20%. Even if one assumes that some portion of those Bing searches are performed by Microsoft brand loyalists, Bing's uniquely high search share on Edge cannot be explained by that alone. The default on Edge drives queries to Bing. You got this tweet from Matt Stoller. Some wild stats in the judge's ruling. Google's internal numbers showed that they'd lose up to 80%. Yes, we just saw that. The Bing example convinced Judge Mehta that defaults are Google's special sauce. Special sauce. I like saying sauce like that. It's a throwback to a YouTube channel. I can't remember the name of, where they just take vast quantities of fast food and make them into other traditional dishes, like Big Mac lasagna. That was one crazy one. They just took a bunch of Big Macs and other sandwiches from other fast food places and made it into a lasagna. Crazy. The prospect. Oh yeah. So, and the guy would always, when he was talking about sauces that he was adding, he would always say that Big Mac special sauce. You know. The prospect of losing tens of billions in guaranteed revenue from Google, which presently come at little to no cost to Apple, disincentivizes Apple from launching its own search engine when it otherwise has built the capacity to do so, Mehta concluded. The payments need not be Apple's sole reason for staying out of search to constitute an anti-competitive effect. The DOJ heralded the decision as a huge success. This victory against Google is an historic win for the American people, said Attorney General Garland, who previously was found in contempt of House Judiciary Committee. No company, no matter how large or influential, is above the law. The Justice Department will continue to vigorously enforce our antitrust laws. This landmark decision holds Google accountable. It paves the path for innovation for generations to come and protects access to information for all Americans, added Assistant Attorney General Jonathan Cantor. This victory is a reflection on the tireless efforts of the dedicated public servants at the Antitrust Division and our state law enforcement partners whose work made today's decision possible. Matt Stoller, an author who works at the American Economics Liberty Project, noted on X how the decision impacted Apple. He said, Apple is about to lose $20 billion plus in pure revenue from its rev share with Google, he wrote. Yup. That looks mighty bad. And I'd argue maybe that affects the global recession stuff that's happening right now. I don't know, the world's going to hell. Gives me a bad rumbly in my tumbly. This was the first major antitrust case against a large tech company since the federal government sued Microsoft in the late 90s, Politico reports. The ruling is a boon to a series of lawsuits filed in the ensuing years against Meta, Amazon, and Apple, as well as a second one aimed at Google. The ruling provides a historic boost to the antitrust authorities' endeavor to rein in the abuse of market power by Google. Geez, I can't read right now. And other dominant tech companies, and will have a similar landmark effect as the government's challenge to Microsoft more than 20 years ago. Boston University professor Florian Ederer, who teaches antitrust and economics, told the outlet. The win also signals that the antitrust laws that were created over 100 years ago can still work today. A separate trial to determine a remedy following the ruling has not yet been scheduled. So, punishment to come. Let's move over to Business Insider. They are the insider of the business. This I can assure you. Google reportedly manipulates search results. Oh yeah, so this is from 2019. This is just to show that this has been a problem for Google for some time now. Both of these articles were published in 2019. Google reportedly manipulates search results to hide controversial subjects and favor big business. By Ben Gilbert at Business Insider. Google is reportedly manipulating Google search results in favor of big business, according to a new report in the Wall Street Journal. Additionally, Google is said to manipulate autocomplete results to remove sensitive subjects, including abortion and immigration. The tech giant has denied manipulating Google search results for years, though various publications have repeatedly reported on as much. And you could visit their homepage for more stories. I'm not going to click on that link, though, because I'm just here for this story. Google's ubiquitous search engine, Google Search, is the backbone of the tech giant's business. In many ways, Google Search is the backbone of the modern internet, the way much of the web is sorted and organized and located. Given how crucial it is to daily internet use for billions of people around the world, it's a particularly ripe target for manipulation. Google denies doing as much and insists that Google Search is built on algorithms and data gleaned from use. But a new Wall Street Journal investigation, which was new in 2019 but now it's like 5 years old, found that Google manipulated search algorithms in some worrying ways, including prioritizing large businesses over smaller ones, removing autocomplete results that involve sensitive topics like immigration and abortion, and even outright blacklisting some websites. In one such change to Google's search algorithms, the service guided search users to more prominent businesses over lesser-known ones, the journal reported. That change reportedly helped to boost Amazon's store and search results. In another example cited in the journal's report, autocomplete search results for sensitive subjects were replaced with safer results than those found in competing search engines like Yahoo, Bing, and DuckDuckGo. Google is known for refusing to share specific details on how its search algorithms operate, which it attributes to a measure of operations logistics. If the algorithms were public, then they could be gamed, Google argues. Extreme transparency has historically proven to empower bad actors in a way that hurts our users and website owners who play by the rules, Google spokesperson Lara Levin told the Journal. When reached for a response to the report, a Google spokesperson offered the following statement. We have been very public and transparent about the topics covered in this article, such as our search rater guidelines, our policies for special features in search like autocomplete and valid legal removals, our work to combat misinformation through Project OWL, and the fact that the changes we make to search are aimed at benefiting users, not commercial relationships. This article contains a number of old, incomplete anecdotes, many of which not only predated our current processes and policies, but also give a very inaccurate impression of how we approach building and improving search. We take a responsible and principled approach to making changes, including a rigorous evaluation process before launching any change, something we started implementing more than a decade ago. Listening to feedback from the public is a critical part of making search better, and we continue to welcome the feedback. Oh, isn't that a nice flowery way of saying, no, you're lying. We're right. We investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. CNBC, same day, same year. Google exercises more direct control over search results than it has admitted, report claims. Google has changed its search algorithm to alter search results in ways it has publicly denied in the past, a new investigation from the Wall Street Journal finds. The report could add fuel to conservatives' claims of bias and censorship by Google based on how it determines what content surfaces in its search engine and on its video platform, YouTube. CNBC reports Thursday that the 50 state attorneys general probing Google are planning to expand their investigation into Google's search and Android businesses. And this is the left-wing bias article, just to let you know. Google engineers and contractors work behind the scenes tweaking algorithms that alter search results in ways it has publicly denied in the past, the Wall Street Journal found in an investigation published Friday. After testing Google's algorithm and conducting over 100 interviews, the journal reported that Google has intervened in its algorithm to demote spam sites and maintain blacklists, as well as make changes to its algorithm that favored the search ranking of a major advertiser, eBay, contrary to its public position. The report could add fuel to conservatives' claim of bias and censorship by Google based on how it determines what content surfaces in its search engine and on its video platform, YouTube. Antitrust regulators are already probing Google's businesses to determine if it has wielded a dominant market position to stifle competition or hurt consumers. CNBC reported Thursday that the 50 state attorneys general probing Google are planning to expand their investigation into Google search and Android businesses. In a statement to CNBC, a Google spokesperson said the journal's story had inaccuracies and relied on anecdotes that no longer apply to its current policies related to search. Blah, blah, blah. They denied the allegations. Internal conflict over Google's search algorithm rose to the highest levels at the company, according to the report. Co-founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page disagreed over how to handle spam and hateful content in the early 2000s, with Brin favoring a hands-off approach and Page encouraging more proactive intervention. According to the report, Brin, the son of Jewish immigrants from the Soviet Union, allowed anti-Semitic sites to rank in results when users searched the term Jew, alongside a disclaimer that results are generated completely objectively and are independent of the beliefs and preferences of those who work at Google. Page, pushing for a tougher approach to spam, reportedly told a search executive at the time to just do whatever you need to do, according to the report, and that Brin would ruin the company. Later, Google changes algorithms to fight spam and allowed for more manual intervention. People familiar with the matter told the Journal. Yes, I do know that person who's familiar with the matter. They're close to the source. Close to the sauce. The sauce. When Breitbart News posted a video of Brin and Google CEO Sundar Pichai in 2018 seeming upset in an address to staffers after President Donald Trump's election, Google staffers flagged on the company's internal message boards that the video appeared on the 12th page of search results for leaked Google video Trump, making it look intentionally buried, the Journal reported. The leaked video reportedly ranked higher in search results shortly after. The Google spokesperson said the company investigates incoming reports when the search algorithm isn't working as it expects. And we saw this happen just the other week with the search results of Donald Trump assassination attempt. They weren't even filling in an autocomplete on Google. So, Google also maintained blacklists of spam sites and terms to keep from autocomplete, according to the Journal, although the company maintains that this technology is not used for political outcomes, remaining consistent with an executive's congressional testimony in 2018. Asked if Google had ever blacklisted a company, group, individual, or outlet for political reasons, Google Vice President of Public Policy Karan Bhatia said, "No, ma'am, we do not utilize blacklists or whitelists in our search results to favor political outcomes," according to the transcript. Google has also made at least one change to its algorithm that benefited a major advertiser, the Journal reported. In 2014, eBay saw its traffic from Google nosedive, contributing to a $200 million decrease in its revenue guidance for the year, according to the report. After Google told the company it had made a change that lowered the ranking of several high-traffic pages, eBay considered pulling its roughly $30 million quarterly advertising spend from Google, but ultimately decided to start a pressure campaign on executives, the Journal reported. Google eventually agreed to boost the ranking of several eBay pages that were demoted, while eBay took on a costly revision of its web pages to make them more relevant, sources told the Journal. An eBay spokesperson said in a statement, "We've experienced significant and consistent drops in Google SEO for many years, which has been disproportionately detrimental to those small businesses that we support." Google declined to comment regarding the eBay changes. And you can read the full report at the Wall Street Journal. And for clarification, the story has been updated to include Karan Bhatia's complete response before Congress in 2018. Google has consistently maintained that it does not use blacklists to censor or favor certain political points of view, which, as we've seen more recently, is an outright lie. The classic trope of we've investigated ourselves and we found no wrongdoing. So what do you think about that? Do you think Google is messing with the search algorithms, toying and tinkering with it to reach a certain political outcome, you can let me know in the comments below, and I may or may not respond. Yeah. So please, if you want to support me, like this video, share me around with your friends and family, subscribe and tick the bell for more. This has been the News Hour, and thanks for tuning in, my fellow weirdos. And whatever you do, don't have a bad day, and I'll catch you later. Ciao.